Hi, third graders, it's time for another math lesson, and we're going to start with a number talk, and it's add them up. This time we're going to be working on adding three numbers together. So we're going to see if we can use that same strategy of making 10s or making 20s to see what we can come up with. So when you take a look at this problem, 8 plus 12 plus 4. Well, I could make a 10. If I would take 2 from that 4 and give it to that 8, that would be a 10. So then that would be 10 plus 12 plus 2. And then I would think that 10 plus 12 is 22, plus 2 would be 24. So that's one way that I could think of doing it. I could make a 20. I'm going to see if I can change colors here. I could make a 20 with the 8 and the 12, because I know that if I take 8 and add it to the 2, that's 10. This 1 in the tens place is 10, so that means 10 plus 10 is 20, and 20 plus 4 would be 24. So just a couple different ways that I could use my strategies of making 10s or making 20s to help me figure out that 3-digit math problem. And moving on, we're going to work on math lesson 110 today, and we're just going to talk a little bit about some multiplication facts. For this lesson, you will need your whiteboard, a whiteboard marker, and your whiteboard marker eraser. So I'm going to pause the video while you go gather those things, and when you bring them back, just put them to the side of your workspace. Okay, now that you're back, we're going to start with some mental math and fluency. We're going to do some skip counting again. And you can record your skip counts on your whiteboard if you want to. We're going to skip count by tens, and we're going to start from 0. And we'll go until, we'll do our first 10 skip counts. All right, so 10, 20, say it with me, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So on your right whiteboard, you should have written down those numbers. You can go ahead and erase. And we're going to do it again. We're going to skip count by 5s, starting at 0. And as we are saying the numbers, go ahead and write those down on your whiteboard. And we're going to write down the first 10 skip counts. Are you ready? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. All right, go ahead and erase those. We're going to do it one more time. And you're going to record your first 10 skip counts, and we're going to start at 2. So write down the skip counts that we say. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Nice job. Go ahead and erase and just put that to the side of your workspace. And for our math message today, I am going to show you some what we call quick look cards. Okay? So there are going to be some dots on the card. So I want you to look at the picture of the dots. And how could you figure out how many dots there are altogether? But you're not going to count each dot. I'm not going to give you enough time to count the dots. Okay, so we'll try the first one. Okay, what'd you see? And how'd you see it? Sometimes I've had boys and girls say, I saw 3 5s. And that's 15, because I know that if I count by 5s and there's 3 of them, 5, 10, 15 would be 3. Okay, so that's kind of how we're going to work on this. Let's look at the next one. So just as another direction, you'll see a group of dots only for a few seconds. Try to figure out how many dots you see and think about how you saw them. So What'd you see? And how'd you see them? I saw 2 groups of 4 dots, and I know that 4 plus 4 is 8. I've had boys and girls in the past tell me that they saw 4 sets of 2, and they knew that 2, 4, 6, 8, that would equal 8. The next one. Ready? That one stayed up there a little bit longer because I couldn't get it clicked off. But what'd you see, and how'd you see it? Did you see 10? I've had boys and girls say, oh, Mrs. Fleury, I see 10 because I see 2 rows of 5. 5 dots in the first row and 5 dots in the second row. I've also had boys and girls say, yeah, I see 10, but I didn't see it that way. I saw groups of 2 dots. I saw 5 groups of 2 dots, and if I count those groups of 2 dots, it would be 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Okay? Couple more. Oh, it doesn't want to open up on me. Hold on a second. Technology issues. Well, number 149, where are you? We'll skip that guy and we'll go to this one. There we go. What'd you see? And how'd you see it? Well, I saw groups of 5, but now I'm wondering, ooh, did I see 4 groups of 5 or did I see 5 groups of 5? So I'm thinking I either saw 20 or I saw 25. Let's pull it back up. My computer doesn't like me today. There we go. So, it's 4 groups of 5. Okay, good. So, on your whiteboard, we're going to go back to those dots, and what we're going to do is we are going to work on writing some number sentences that would fit. And I will keep them up this time. So, number sentences that I could use for this quick look card. I could go 4 plus 4 equals 8. If I count by 2s, I could say 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 8. Or I know that 4 groups of 2 is 8, so 4 times 2 is 8. And I also know that 2 groups of 4 equals 8. Okay, I'm going to go to the next quick look card, and on your whiteboard, I want you to write down some number sentences that you could come up with. At least 1 or 2 to get 10. Well, maybe you came up with 5 plus 5 equals 10, or 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 10. I know that 2 groups of 5 equals 10, so 2 times 5 is 10. And I also know that 5 groups of 2 is going to be 10. We're going to try that with one more. Let's do it with this one here, since the one in the middle didn't want to work for us. Let's come up with some number sentences for this quick look card. Okay, so maybe you came up with 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 equals 10, or possibly 5 times 4 equals 20, Mrs. Fleury, not 10, 20. Or 4 times 5 equals 20. Sometimes I have had boys and girls say, well, that's 10 and that's 10, so if I group my 5s, I could have 10 plus 10 equals 20. All right, go ahead and get out your math journal and turn to page 21. I'm going to pause it while you... Okay, so I have some coins here. I want you to take a look at what those coins are. So this first one is a dime. And what is the value of the dime? The value of the dime is 10 cents. Next we have a nickel. And the value of a nickel is 5 cents. So this is page 21 in your math journal. So what we're going to do is we're going to sketch in some dimes. You're going to sketch in the dimes. I'm going to move my dime, and we're going to make number sentences to go with it. So they have the first one done for us, 2 dimes. So simply just draw a circle and put 10 cents in the middle. That way each one is worth 10. And then a number model to go with it. 2 times 10 cents equals 20 cents because I have 2 dimes. 2 dimes is 20 cents. So the next one's 4 dimes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And of course you're going to draw yours. And then when you're finished drawing them, write your number sentence. So it would be 4 times 10 cents equals 40 cents. I'm going to pause the video and I want you to finish the last 2. All right, welcome back. You can see that I finished mine. I have my 5 dimes and my number model. 5 times 10 equals 50 cents. 5 times 10 cents equals 50 cents. For the dimes, I actually drew it in because I knew that my size of my dime there would not fit 10 of those in that space. And my number sentence, 10 times 10 cents equals 100 cents. Okay, now you're going to do the same thing with the nickel. 2 nickels, a circle and a circle with a 5 cents in the middle. Number sentence, 2 times 5 cents equals 10 cents. I'm going to pause the video and I want you to finish the last 3. Okay, now that you're back, you can see that I finished mine. I have 4 nickels. 4 times 5 cents equals 20 cents. I have my 5 nickels. 5 times 5 cents equals 25 cents. And this time I did smush all my nickels into that space as best I could. So I have 10 nickels, or 10 times 5 cents, 10 nickels is going to be 50 cents. Okay. And this is an example of a fact triangle. We use fact triangles to help us figure out some multiplication problems. Now, it could be addition and subtraction problems too, but we're going to be focusing on multiplication and division, this fact triangle. Now you can see there's a dot here. The biggest number of our number model will always go by the dot. And then you would put the factors, and the factors are the numbers that go into the 10 on the sides or on the bottoms. So I would read this as 2 times 5 equals 10, or I could say 10 divided by 2 is 5. Because the answer is going to be one of the other numbers. So I have some fact triangles here, and I'm going to put my dot and multiplication, division, multiplication, division, multiplication, division. I'm going to say 2 and 4. 2 times 4 is 8. I'm going to say 3 and 5. 3 times 5 is 15. You see that the bigger number is going by the dot. I'm going to say 3 times 2, and 3 times 2 is 6. So the product of a multiplication problem is the answer, or the total, when the 2 factors are multiplied together. And the factors are the 2 numbers that are in a multiplication problem, like 2 times 4 equals 8. 2 and 4 are factors. 8 is the product. This is an example of a fact family house that you can work on solving. So you can make it be 15 and 3 and 5. You can come up with the other 2 on your own. Every fact family, I shouldn't say every, most fact families have 2 multiplication and 2 division problems. And the division problem always starts with the bigger number. So you can copy this in your math notebook or the back of your math journal and finish it. And then work on math journal page 22. And we'll talk to you the next time. Good luck.